Well, hello and welcome to the first episode of Beyond the Look.
Thank you.
I'm super happy to have you here today, and actually, you are one of the inspirations that I have for this kind of project that I'm working on, and
So sweet.
showing, yeah, but it's true. Like you inspire this kind of feeling on how you as a artist, as what you do, really show yourself out there, and that is the kind of inspiration that I wanted for the show. So
I feel
um
super flattered that you asked me.
I'm super happy that we're here today. So
Me too. I'm
so
excited.
thank you very much.
No, yeah, thank you, really.
I'm going to go back 2 years ago when I met you, and also to make a bit of sense on why we're here today and why I I invited you specifically to the show. I remember it perfectly, like the day. It was so cold in Amsterdam North.
Oh, it was really
It
cold.
was very cold.
Whoa, I forgot about it. It was really cold.
I was thinking the other day
Oh my
about it,
God.
like, oh my God, I remember
Yeah.
because I went with this friend to the art market,
Yeah.
and she came late because she lost the ferry,
Oof.
and I was waiting outside.
No, why
And
didn't you
I
go in?
remember, and then I
That's
remember like
horrible.
being like this, like super cold out there.
Oh. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah, and to me it was a very nice moment because I was just going through what was the beginning of what was a tough breakup. All breakups are tough in the end, and it was
Yeah.
kind of a
Some are tougher.
relationship. Yeah, some are tougher. It's a relationship that I came to the Netherlands with. We were living together for a couple of years, and now it was the moment where we had to split our
Yeah.
lives, and I had to go to live by myself, and I
Yeah.
was like
Abroad. Oof.
abroad.
Yeah.
I had never when I used to live in Madrid, I used to live by myself, but here
Yeah.
the first time that I was living by myself, etc. So I was like, yeah, I need to also kind of find myself again.
Yeah.
And yeah, then that is also one of the reasons why my friend took me to this art and to the market, and so I was like, okay, let's just distract you and do
Yeah.
something new and maybe see some new things.
Yeah.
And I remember being walking by, and it caught my eye. Like I have her here. Like this is I have some of them, but this lady
Yeah.
was suddenly in. I was like, I need it, and I loved it because I could see how raw she was and how she was expressing herself, and you expressed her, and how you can really see beyond only the image itself, but the rage and the frustration, but also how powerful she is and how she puts
Yeah.
all of that out there. And there you were. And, I that's also kind of like my first point on that's my definition of what I see on your art, and we will talk about your work later. But I also would like to understand how you see yourself as an artist, and as
Yeah.
how do you see your art?
It's actually funny because this one, well, funny, I don't know if it's funny, but I made this one when I was going through a breakup myself.
Really?
So I can now suddenly imagine why this one maybe resonated in that
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Similar
It's,
emotions we were feeling, maybe.
okay, maybe that's it. I have a
think.
couple more of your paintings, but this one is super special for me.
It's so sweet.
Yeah.
But how I see myself as an artist?
Yes. And your no, I don't know if as an artist, but your art, how do you?
I think that, well, I started making art really young, so then I didn't really think about it so much. But I think art for me and painting then in this like form, I use it also to understand myself. I think like I've always struggled a little bit with understanding what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling things. Like I remember growing up, I could just sometimes like cry without really, maybe I was just a teenager with hormones, but it took me a long time actually to understand why I was feeling certain things and what caused those emotions. And I think for me, a painting is kind of that exploration in myself. While I'm painting someone else, I kind of try to, yeah, I think it's a lot of projection onto the woman that I'm painting, like what I'm feeling and trying to understand what I'm feeling. Um, and a painting helps me because it just takes really long to make a realistic painting. So I'm just there. That's also why a painting can also cause a lot of frustration for me. As I try to understand myself and go deep, and also you can encounter emotions that you don't like or things in yourself that you don't like. And I feel like I carry all that in a painting.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, in the end, it's you. You are putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And how did you start it with this kind of art?
Yeah, so I remember I was always painting as a kid. Like just we had like in primary school this little book that you could draw in. I don't know if you had it as well. So I was just always doing that in the breaks or whenever I had time. I was just drawing, and at home I love to draw. My mom always gave me a lot of paint and things. But I remember when I was studying my study like neuropsychology, which I really liked. But I remember that I felt a bit disconnected from myself, I guess, like just a bit flat. And then I just continued drawing again, like I picked it up again. And yeah, then I remember, I don't know, I could kind of lose myself in my day to day, having to study hard and having to maintain friendships and being a good daughter, friends, everything. And I feel like this was a little bit a way for me to get back to myself, as in like, I don't know, giving myself space, I think. So then I remember at one point I felt like not dramatic, but like I really lost myself a little bit. And then I booked a course. It was like a 2-month course in Madrid, actually.
Malasaña, right?
Yeah, in Malasaña. Oh my God. It's like, if I think of Madrid, I just get happy because that was so amazing. My sister was living there then. And I was in my master's, and I booked this 2-month course, and I was living there with her. But she was at the office every day, and I was just walking around, being in the studio, painting every day, and it was just amazing. I loved it so much.
Also, that area of Madrid is like so artistic, and
It's
you
amazing.
can just like get inspired by walking on the street.
Yeah, and I feel like every time I lose a bit of focus in the art thing, I get back to Spain if I want to get it back for some reason. Because then I started painting in my master's, and well, then I had the job after that as a neuropsychologist, and I painted on the side. But then at one point also I didn't like my job anymore that I had back then. So then I quit and I went to Barcelona to do another course of painting. Like every time I go back to Spain, whenever I feel disconnected from my art or from myself.
The artistic core.
Yeah. Yeah. So to me, Spain is very, I don't know, I love it so much.
Nice.
Maybe also because of that.
I feel flattered.
Like Spanish people as well.
Nice.
But yeah, so that is how I started, I think. And then I had this Instagram, and that kind of gave me, although I still don't have a lot of followers, but it gave me a feeling of this is where I show myself, and I'm gonna be consistent with that. Yeah, kind of a platform to stay consistent, I think.
Yeah, I think that's also like it's important, right? Because it keeps you accountable somehow.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, you do it because you like it.
Yeah.
But I feel that sometimes we can lose that motivation, or we can lose, or suddenly you're stuck
Yeah.
with
Oh my God.
something, and then I understand that it can be, and that keeps you like, okay, I have to continue posting even if no one is really expecting it from you, but you already put yourself on that, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Also, sometimes I really don't like painting, honestly. Like, especially when I'm painting something and I just feel stuck. Yeah, you know, the
Yeah.
feeling with anything creative and it's not coming out. It feels like you have no control over it. It feels like, but and then sometimes I start asking myself, okay, why am I doing this? Like, do you like this, or is it just because you told yourself you have to? Is it? But I cannot stop with it. It's
Yeah.
like I just do it. It happens. Like I cannot stop painting, and I don't want to stop painting. But
it's
yeah,
literally the way to express yourself. So
yeah.
it's how do you come with an idea? Like how where does it come from?
So I do think about like psychology a lot because it's my job. So I do try to understand other people a lot, and also by understanding other people, reflect on myself. So I am thinking about topics that have to do with emotions, thoughts, how you handle both, how you handle things in your life a lot, like the inner world. But the images, I don't know. Sometimes I have a clear feeling that I want to express, and then I, for example, ask a friend to pose for me, and then I try to translate the feeling that I have to her, so she can improvise a little bit, and I adjust what she's doing, posing. Sometimes I just have a pose already in mind, something that transmits something that I like. I don't really know what is my clear, just my day-to-day world, I think, is like the colors that I'm drawn to, that I see outside. Yeah. I love the sky. That's something that gives me a lot of inspiration when it has like all these crazy colors. That's something that, whenever I feel like something outside touches me, and it can be a super stupid thing, like how the light hits, for example, that can inspire me or make me feel something.
Yeah, I can imagine. You have this beautiful painting that I think I'm working out of my head, so maybe it's not right, but it's like she's on like showing no mentira. She's like this, stretching like this on on top
Of
of
a
a
cloud.
cloud, exactly, and that is beautiful. And then also like when you were talking about the sky, somehow it also came to me the image of the two hands, like this, like maybe the colors or like because it's kind of blue as well, right?
Yeah,
The
it's like
background.
it's true. It's like the contrasting colors that it can have. It's nice. Yeah, I have sky elements here and there.
I love it. I love it.
I
And
like
actually,
it.
like the three paintings I have of you, none of them has sky.
It's true.
Have sky, but yeah. I was thinking like the other day, like I've never asked you how you come with the image itself, like but you said you use models for
Yeah, I use
models for
sometimes I pose myself. Also, this one, for example, I just like that process was just 5 minutes of taking a picture of my hands. The big canvas where I danced on top of the wet paint. But with that one, also the whole realism part wasn't so important. It was more about the process. So there I was also like, okay, asking my boyfriend, can you take a picture of me? And then usually that whole process of posing takes longer. But in this painting, it wasn't important, I think. So yeah.
Of that painting, I love. You posted this video that it was like from top, and you were dancing, and I fell in love with that. I was like, how you put yourself out there, it's amazing. And I remember that I saw it in one of the art galleries that you prepared. That you I think it was in collaboration with some other artist, and you went to a gallery in Amsterdam. and I think you had
It
it
was
there.
there, yeah.
And I remember like looking at it and seeing like the different like
footsteps
feet
and
and
stuff.
exactly the steps.
Yeah.
And it was so nice.
Yeah, that process was actually really enjoyable compared to a lot of other paintings. Sounds like I'm not liking the painting thing. I love it, but like
Yeah.
with
It's
this one, I
different.
could focus way more on the process, and the goal was to, I don't know, tap into intuition and
Yeah.
vulnerability and the rawness
Yeah.
that sometimes I find it hard to reach. But in this case, because the paint had to be wet in order for me to dance on top of it,
Yeah.
it had to be super fast because it still had to be wet. Like I couldn't wait for months for it to dry. Like,
Of course. Yeah.
yeah. So that was really, really nice. And then the dancing part, yeah, it was just fun. I loved it.
I
Like
can
the moment
imagine. Yeah.
before, I was there like, fuck, I'm gonna, oh, sorry for swearing. I'm gonna mess it all up, and maybe it's gonna be ugly, or maybe I'm not gonna feel myself when I'm gonna dance, and I'm not gonna be able to connect to myself. So I was procrastinating a lot. I remember there for hours like drinking cacao, trying to to be like, I don't know, forcing myself to feel
Yeah.
connected to myself.
Yeah.
But then as I stood up, I was like, whoa, okay, let's go. It was so fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, although I don't like the image, it's one of my favorite paintings, I think. It's not that I
I
dislike
love
the image, but it's not that I look at it and I'm like, whoa, the technique, and
it has a different thing, right?
yeah, it
It's
has a
not
different energy, I think.
exactly,
Yeah.
and it serves a different purpose.
Yeah. And it's a different way of trying to connect with yourself.
Yeah.
It's like more in the moment, like it has to come now instead of over the time of weeks and weeks having moments while painting that you feel connected to yourself and then trying to get that energy in. Do you know what I mean? Like for me, it's hard to force that feeling. So there I felt like, okay, this is the moment.
Yeah,
Connect to yourself. So
go.
that was,
But
yeah.
I can imagine we were talking before about perfectionism.
Yeah.
And how you're in the end, you paint in general very realistic images. And this one, in this case, it doesn't, but you have more realistic images than not realistic. And I can imagine that together with being an artist, together with being a woman, it brings perfectionism to an extreme.
Yeah.
How do you handle perfectionism, and how do you are able to cope with bringing yourself out there with the pressure of it?
I think, perfectionism plays a really big role in my art. Also, the images that I pick, those, like, the things I find beautiful are also shaped by how society taught me to label beauty in that sense, or to see beauty. And then at the same time, I'm trying to let go of the perfectionism while working in a like perfect style of realism, with perfect images. So it's like a paradox for me. Like I'm trying to step away from it while living in it, if you get what I mean. So I haven't really found a way yet to really fix my need for perfection, I guess. But I'm just trying to be as honest as I can in the moment that I feel it. And I think that goes for the things that I pick to like portray as just how I am as a person. I'm just trying to be more honest towards myself about what I feel or think, and then to express that to the ones that I think need to hear it. And I think that like honesty part is kind of how I try to go against perfectionism. I don't know how to say it. Like the kind of trust in the things that I feel helps me a lot with being more honest. So, for example, I've done courses where you had to paint with your eyes closed, or where you had to kind of go against your mind. So to get more of your feeling out there, and to, for example, ask yourself a question, and then you have to just paint the colors that you see. And for me to kind of trust those colors that I see felt super, but they're not real, you know, like it's just something that, I don't know, because the light reflection brings into my eye is being made up in my head. But the more I try to trust those things I see and the less I tell myself, no, that doesn't matter. Like, that is not important. Look at the thing that is really there. Like, think about it. The more I try to make that shift, the more I think I can accept it not maybe looking a certain way, because I feel like it's coming from me. So then I try to have that as the goal, that it comes from me, instead of that it's gonna look a certain way.
Do you see a resemblance or a mirroring with how you paint or how you express as an artist, and also how do you work as a neuropsychologist?
Yeah, I think that the resemblance is that a lot of my work, although it's very analytical actually and theoretical, at some point it's also an intuitive thing, like to understand what really drives someone or what shapes someone's motivation, for example. It's also something that you have to feel. Like, yeah, if you get what I mean. Like, you dive into someone's inner world in that sense. The word inner world is like coming back and back, but in the end it's the thing that you don't see immediately, but you sense it by trying to go beyond someone's words. And that is the same thing that I try to do, but then with the art, while I'm like portraying another woman and their inner world and their energy, I also tap into my own projections and my own feelings. So it's kind of like the lens is different. In my work, the lens is outside, and in my art, the lens is inside.
But you look at it from the same perspective, let's put
Yeah.
it like that, or with the same eyes.
Yeah, and with the same goal, I guess, of understanding. And it's just way more framed or with boundaries in my work. There's like, reach this goal. Okay, I'm gonna analyze, and then okay, we're there. And with my art, it's like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Who am I?
Isn't it? That's also how do you know it's finished? How do you feel?
Yeah, good question. Sometimes, when it's more abstract, for example, the ones with this one, and I danced on top, it was very clear because I had to dance, and after the dance it was finished, which I also loved about it. I just love to have boundaries to work in. But with my other paintings, it's actually not really ever finished unless someone buys it. But until that point, honestly, I just continue working on it.
Really?
Yeah, which is, it's also because my studio is at home, so I just have them there. I actually have to store them away because it's like they're taunting me. Or is that the right word? They're just
grounded.
They're all that's right. Go to your room. They're like always like screaming at me, "Hey, finish me!" And that sounded a bit weird actually.
No, it's safe space.
But we can cut that part out. It's like they're there in a corner, and I see the details that have to be different, or I get an insight of something that I've seen, and I'm like, oh, if I change it like this, it's actually really cool. So it's like, as I'm changing, my art also wants to change.
It makes sense. It's alive in the end. And, I can imagine that when you have it there and you're just looking at it, there's a point where you're like, I should change this, or maybe this is not as perfect, or what if I do this, or like it haunts you.
It haunts you in a way, And I can imagine that's way different when you make abstract work. I can imagine, I don't know. When I make more abstract work, I feel it more finished. So I think it also depends on the style that I'm using. I'm trying to let go actually a little bit of realism, because those aspects and me not being able to control my perfectionism so well, I think, or well, my way of controlling my perfectionism is actually leaning a bit more towards abstract compared to how I used to, for example. But yeah, I think really there's not really a point where I feel like it's finished with most of my paintings.
Yeah.
So I could forever continue.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And that also leads to sometimes it becoming worse. Like me just obsessing over it and then doing something really impulsively.
Yeah.
And it turning into something I'm like,
what?
what?
Oh, no.
What is this?
Yeah, you should kind of consult before, like, okay, I'm going to do this. Like,
Yeah.
get someone accountable. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Get someone else to
yeah,
tell me if
exactly,
I can.
exactly. Do you
Yeah.
mind if I change this or,
Yeah.
or that? Yeah. Do you have any reference or any inspiration from someone else, from people
Another artist?
other artists, or not only artists, but people that you have around you that inspire your
Ooh.
art?
Whoa, nice question. I think probably everyone around me in that sense, as they influence me, they inspire me to make things. As the art is just what, yeah, I express as myself, but I think actually my mom, although uh, not directly, but I think that my whole feeling connected to myself has to do with, I don't know, feeling connected with her. If that makes sense.
That's very nice. Yeah.
So, yeah, as I, for example, the moments that I feel really alive and really like connected to myself and doing things, having projects and making the art that I feel like, wow, this is me. I feel like that comes from my mom, but I have no idea why. Maybe because she always kind of steered me into exploring and doing things to explore myself and to express myself. She's always pushed me a lot in that. But in the sense of like the images that I make, I don't really think that the people around me. I think, well, my boyfriend, for example, he also has that same thing that my mom has, that whatever I make that comes from the heart.
Yeah.
He's like, wow, it's so nice and cool, and I really sense it as a motivation, but not so much an inspiration, I think. I think my just the women in my life, all of them, I have some sort of admiration for them. So then the same admiration I have for whoever I'm painting, it's almost like, it's not like a love letter, but it's like the I don't know, love I have for the women in my life and the qualities that the women in my life have. Those are also the qualities that I try to, I don't know, honor in my art. So in that sense, I think, yeah, maybe that's why I said my mom as well, like the female qualities that I love a lot. I try to have them express them in my art. And also the men in my life that I love, of course. But I think my art is more about honoring women in that sense.
It's very feminine.
Yeah.
It's raw femininity in itself, and it makes sense, right? That you put together, like, because we are all like so different, and probably every person or every woman you have in your life brings something different, and how you're able to put them all together in one painting, or it's more like, okay, this person goes to this painting, or do you combine them?
No, I don't I don't have like one painting for one woman. And also when I, for example, have someone posing for me and she's the subject of the painting, it's not like she is actually the subject, but she's kind of like then a channel for all the women that I love.
Love it. I love the concept, of course.
But it's not like I thought about it ever. It's just that now that you ask me, I reflect
Yeah.
about it and I realize it. So
Yeah.
it wasn't really a conscious choice, but more, yeah, something that happened.
It's I love it. It's a very beautiful thing. Would you see yourself like 100% on it, like leaving your 9 to 5 at some point and just dedicating yourself to art, or do you want to keep it as your, I don't like to say hobby because it's not a hobby, but it's
No, yeah,
kind
it's
of
a hobby.
your,
It's something I do on the side, I would say, like next to my
yeah,
job.
side hustle, let's call it.
The funny thing is that I know it's a side hustle, but to me it just feels as something that I just do, and so does my job feel. So my job also feels like something I just do. So I don't really have a clear. Right now I like the balance, let's say, and maybe at one point I feel more inspiration or more. I feel more drawn to making more art, but I think it's just the thing that I like to do right now, not so much as it having the label of hobby or job or, but I do like to do different things always. So I don't think I would ever want to 100% paint because I have too many things that I like to do.
Yeah.
Also the brain, I love it. So, and the analyzing people, I like it. Sounds a bit creepy, but I do like it.
I get it.
And understanding, how to help people make better choices for themselves.
Yeah.
That's something that I don't think I will ever not like.
Yeah.
But I do think it's an ever ongoing check in with yourself of, is the balance right? Like, do I feel like I get as much energy as I want from the balance?
Yeah.
And in that sense, I have no idea. But right now it feels like I don't have enough time, but
Okay.
it feels like
Yeah.
for the things that I want to do, the balance is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it before that you you posted today on Instagram the how someone who is so many things and like so many things, it's difficult in the end to define yourself or to
Yeah.
put yourself in a bucket, let's call
Yeah.
it like that, because right now we are kind of pushed to what do you
be
do?
one thing.
Exactly, be one thing. Who are you? What do you do?
Yeah.
And in your case, it's like, yeah, I work on this, but I also like this, and you
Yeah.
also dance, and you also paint, and
Yeah.
you also, yeah, work as a neuropsychologist. And how do you cope with it? How do you handle that?
I don't know if I really cope with it well because I just, well, how I cope with it is that I, time wise, let's say, I just have my work days and then I have my paint day and I have my tattoo day and I dance sometimes
Of
at
course,
night.
tattoo as well. I forgot about that, but yes, of course.
So time wise, I just give everything its own day, which
Yeah.
doesn't really happen in the end like that because then I end up painting at night and
Yeah.
tattooing on the Sunday. That is actually my free day. So time wise, it's a struggle. I also don't think I've found the right way to do it because I can get super overwhelmed sometimes when I see that my weekend is full of work because I have too many jobs, let's say.
Yeah.
But in the sense of me exploring all the things that I like to do, that is helping me a lot with enjoying life. I also don't think that anyone is one thing, right? It's more about how much you focus on your curiosity in that sense and how much you actually act on it or not. I've also had a lot of moments in my life where I wasn't really focused on my curiosity, more focused on what was expected of me or what I expected of myself, or the I don't know, the ways I just happened to live my life without really thinking, do I like this or not? And then it also can be hard, I think, to even be aware of what do I like. But I feel like the more I try to focus a little bit on what do I like, and it can be like small things such as the color of my pants, or do I want banana or a rice cracker? I don't know. Like, the more I focus on those things and act on them, the more I feel that the bigger things also are more clear of what I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
then
of course.
I feel also a more clear sense of, okay, now I want to explore tattooing, or now I want to explore this, and okay, wait, I'm gonna make it a full day. I'm gonna work less in my office job, and those things are just about, I think, tapping into your curiosity
Yeah.
and then acting on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm answering your question right
Yeah, no,
now.
but it's it makes sense, right? Because it's when you like so many things, and when you are so many things, but we all are. But
Yeah.
I also feel that this is going to sound a bit against what I normally believe in, but when you are very identified with what you do,
Yeah.
you are like, mainly it happens with jobs that require your essence to be there the whole time. Like if you are a cop, or if you are a doctor, or if you are, I don't know, like I can think, for example, of my dad. He's a vet, and he is a vet.
Yeah.
Since the moment he wakes up in
Yeah.
the early morning, he studies, everything he does, it's around his job.
Yeah.
Because it's him, like he
Yeah.
is a vet. It's, I don't know if it
Yeah.
makes sense, but he is an amazing professional, and he is an
Yeah.
amazing father, and it's pretty cool. But you see him, that everything goes around his work.
Yeah.
So I think that in the sense, when you are so many things and you identify as so many things, it's more difficult to, what are you, or who are you, and then how do you project yourself out there?
In a way, yes, but in another way, I feel like, well, I don't know, but this is just what I think of now. Like, as a vet, or as a like profession, like, for example, neuropsychologist, I know exactly when I am a good neuropsychologist. When I achieve the right things, I have my boundaries and I act like that, and then I'm a good neuropsychologist. But with all the other things, it's not really you're a good, I don't know, I'm a good artist. Yeah, I can always tell myself I'm not a good artist when I'm in a critical moment, but it's more internal and less external. So it also can help you with being more of who you are, because there's nothing that it asks you to be. It is just a space for you to explore who you are, more than a thing you have to be. Does that make sense? But that is more in how to be it. But yeah, to manage it as things next to each other, yeah, it can be. But that's more like time managing. That's just not my strong suit.
If that's
I'm being disciplined.
I get it. It's I mean, I'm amazed that you have like your neuropsychologist days, your painting days, your tattoo days, and your free day. It's like I have one free day.
Yeah. And then the free days also, I would also be working, but it's also, the work then is fun. It's not something that sometimes I don't like it, but I do it because it also, I don't know, feeds me.
Yeah.
So I like it also. But yeah, and I do have the constant feeling of, I can imagine it gives a lot of peace of mind when you just have one thing, and that is like your main curiosity, or that's your main thing that you really like to do. Because, but this is also who I am as a person. I'm like overthinking existential questions all the time. So now, with different things going on, I can also ask myself, but why wouldn't you do this full time? Or why don't you go full on in this? And then I don't really give myself the space to have those things next to each other, and that being okay. Because it is okay. Like, they do add to each other, and I don't want to not do one of them, you know?
Yeah. And it's like all the different pieces of who you are, and how combine onto each other somehow. Like, even if you were, I'm just going to come with the craziest idea, but if you were motor mechanic,
Yeah.
that would also add to your essence of
Yeah,
who you are,
exactly.
who you really
Yeah.
are. And yeah, that's just beautiful.
Yeah.
How do you, coming down a bit to the more style topic, how do you express yourself? How do you put yourself out there? How do you see it?
I think I've never been really so focused on like fashion design. I never had brands or special things like that. I think people around me also weren't really focused on, I don't know, getting a certain bag or things like that. So I wasn't really trying to reach a certain goal with it, at least. I think for me, how I try to express myself is more like in my energy, how I try to come across, less than how I look. Although I do put my makeup and I do like, for example, now I really like this pants because actually it reminds me of Madrid. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't know if you know or recognize this, but in Madrid, for me, there's always this smell of fire.
Yeah.
I remember painting like on a balcony of my sister then while I was there. And there was like this fire scent going on, and I felt so alive.
Really? Oh
Yeah,
my
I love
God,
fire.
I love it. That's a beautiful,
Yeah,
very beautiful, way of expressing the city. And I think that it's a city that is fire. It's super alive.
I
It's
love it.
like it has so much power and energy and passion.
Yeah,
But yeah, I had never heard of the fires.
yeah.
And
So
I
then
love it.
I don't know, then I just get happy when I see this pants. I feel like I'm really drawn to colors in faces. So I had a blue face, and then everything I wear is blue. Yeah, I don't know. Then I just
Yeah.
feel blue,
Yeah.
but not in a
Yeah,
down. But
yeah,
I
yeah,
just
I
feel
get it.
like,
I get
and now
it.
I feel more red. Also, then the firestone. I don't know. I feel like a fire,
Yeah.
fire horse.
Fire
probably.
horse, exactly.
But
We're kicking it off.
And then I just I don't think that I think a lot about like, oh, what is fashion right now, and I don't have a really good sense for fashion in that sense, but I think that with my clothes I do try to feel like myself. So, and yeah, it's also, I'm not really loud in who I am as a person, nor in what I dress like. So it's for myself, you know. It's not, I don't try to get attention or something with my fashion or whatever, but for me it has to make sense then. Yeah.
No, I love it. And actually, it makes so much sense for me because I used to be the kind of girl, like, I've never been the kind of girl who goes on brands and I have like all my different brand clothes or bags or anything. But I like fashion as an industry because I feel what you say, it's not about the brand, it's not about exactly the trends that are going on, but more about how you express yourself and that you're feeling fire and that you are feeling. And I think that, yeah, for me, something that I always see with you, it's that you are always like very colorful, not in the sense that you are colorful, like wearing a lot of colors, but in the sense that when you dress up, you bring your colors up and you know how to bring yourself up and how to illuminate yourself somehow.
Oh wow, what a compliment.
But
That's so
it's
sweet.
true, and I think that is also because you know how to connect with your inner self somehow.
I try to.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can, but
today, like when I saw your earrings, I was like, yes, this is it. Like, I love it. I love it so much.
so nice.
And I like it because in the end, it's what I'm also like trying here a bit. It's when I work with other people, it's not about combine this with that because that's what it's on Instagram.
Yeah.
But it's more about, what does it come from inside? What's unique about you?
Or also sometimes you can decide like, okay, today I want to feel this way.
Yes.
And I want to manifest this energy or whatever. And then, honestly, clothes help a lot. Or how you dress up or do your hair or your makeup.
Yeah, indeed.
It makes you feel a different person or a different version of yourself. And playing around with that is really nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can kind of connect with your inner child
Yeah.
so much in that
Yeah.
moment. It's beautiful.
Yeah, true.
I have this friend, she says like red lips in gray days. So when it's cloudy,
Yeah.
and like she's like, yeah, and then she
Yeah.
puts on red lipstick. And I don't think it's only on red, like I started using it not on gray days, like but on gray days here, and more like the day that, and it's also that something that I tell my boyfriend, like the day you see me on red, which is also not my color, so I don't do it because that day I need I need extra support.
But also that makes you feel like, for example, me on my gray days, I don't want anyone to see me. While when you wear red, it's like I'm here.
Yeah.
Right? How is that for you?
Yes. For me, it's more like a protection. It's like my red lips is what today is going to protect me. It's what is going to keep me safe.
Yeah.
And as said, like it's red is not my color. So then like it's not the bright red that you can imagine like on a movie.
Yeah.
So I normally wear like more brown and more burgundy or some like more deep colors.
Yeah.
But to me that color is like fire.
Yeah.
It's like today you're not gonna cross. Today you're not going to mess up with me because this is kind of my protection.
Well, but it is interesting to me that your way then of protecting is kind of also being more.
Yeah, it's kind of like a rebel. It's like I'm being a rebel, and
exactly.
that's my. I
But
think
that's
it's my inner
interesting, right?
child like
Yeah.
fighting against like
Yeah.
no today it's
Yeah,
nobody's gonna
exactly.
mess up with us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a
Yeah, just
fighter's
like
mentality.
I never like really thought about it. It was just more like of a
Yeah.
reflection, but yeah,
It gives you something powerful.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's kind of my gun, my
Yeah.
how do you call it?
Shield.
Shield.
Yeah.
Are you? I'm just like seeing you and okay, like I love that you're also bringing the fire and that you're bringing Madrid today because it's also
Yeah, true.
but are you wearing the way you're dressing up today is something special? There's a story, a purpose behind for
I
today.
wish there was. Well,
I didn't prepare that one.
I think. Well, I like for me this outfit at least is kind of the way I can express myself also physically. For example, when I was in Barcelona for this art course, I danced on top of my art, my paint, and I did it in a similar type of pants, which is just free. I can move, I can express, breathe. Those are black though, so this is like a combination of those two, being able to express and move, and then the red of the earth, fire. For the rest, I have these fire stones, but there's nothing really. No, I wish I had a better story to tell.
I love that you are like this week we kicked off the horse fire.
Yeah,
and that you are bringing like on fire like Madrid on the Firestone. I feel it's so powerful. Right? I just love it.
I really, but it's probably placebo. But since the fire horse year, I've been feeling like that. But also, I told you like anxious. I feel my body being like.
Yeah, it's like there's something that has to get out, right?
Yeah, and I was seeing all these Insta posts of like the fire horse and you're gonna achieve all your goals this year, and I was getting all hyped up, and then I saw
what goals I need to achieve all of them.
What do I have to achieve? But then there was one post, the shadow side of the year of the horse. You can feel anxious and this and this and that, and I was like, no, I feel exactly like that but it's maybe placebo.
I also think that it's not like it's finishes and starts, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how it was for you, but to me the beginning of like 2026, that was the end of the year of snake.
Yeah.
I was feeling a bit blue, a bit like more chill. I really needed like my space and to be in my bubble. I'm normally a super social person and I love to be around with people, but I really needed my space.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to, just wanted to journal
Yeah,
and
cocoon.
cocoon. And I don't know, maybe it was also winter, which is
Yeah, it
kind of
doesn't help with the
hibernation.
social
But
vibes.
this year I really felt that, no,
lot.
I needed like the shedding.
Yeah.
And then they were saying that, like, I read a couple of times, and then also talking to some friends, they were saying about, yeah, it's because that's how it's supposed kind to
Yeah.
affect. And now, like, this transition from
Yeah.
snake to horse, like, it's from a year of shedding and
Yeah.
just like pausing, and
Yeah.
it's like a very silent year, to fire horse, which is
Yeah.
like full of energy. And it going from one to the other, it kind of, yeah, it brings you in this anxiety position in a moment
Yeah.
where I've also felt it, like there's a point where you are like, so many things I have to do, and now I'm supposed to do them, and we are already in February.
Yeah, oh
and
my God. Yeah, you can like hype yourself up
Yeah,
too much.
yeah,
And
indeed.
then, yeah, you have to really keep pace to be able to run it out.
Yeah, exactly.
My mom always told me that when she was doing like gymnastics
Yeah.
you had in high school, she was always she told me this with like pride, like I always won the running things.
Yeah.
Because the other kids always ran super fast and I was like calming down, keeping my pace, and then I was the one finishing at the end. So I always have that in mind, like, okay,
I love it.
relax,
Actually,
take your take your
yeah,
time, because else you're gonna run too fast and you're not gonna keep it.
yeah, exactly. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, exactly. It's
So,
like that actually.
I
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep your mom in my head from
My
now on.
mom's
Very,
advice.
very much indeed. Start wrapping up a bit.
Mm.
How do you protect your essence? I think that you put so much of yourself out there, and what is the way that you limit, you set boundaries for yourself?
I think that for me is really the people in my life, because they know me so well and they're so sweet and nice people. Like my best friends, they in anything that I do, they always help me with, I don't know, give me back who I am, you know what I mean? And when I lose track, which I have the tendency to do a lot, they help me with that. And they're always lovingly, yeah, they're like, yeah, I don't know, I can always fall back whenever I feel really bad, or whenever I get too excited about something that really is not a good idea. And they know exactly how to bring me back. There's this oh man, now I'm gonna quote something and I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's this quote of friends are the ones that whistle back your song when you lost it, something like that. Know how to whistle your song when you lost it. And that's really how I feel with my friends, but also my family. Yeah, I think I'm just really blessed with really loving family and friends that help me with whenever I lose myself a little bit. I try to, for me, like the inspiration of seeing someone, I don't know, achieving things is usually about them really being themselves and then working hard and then achieving something. But the people that around me that I'm like, oh man, I wish I could be a bit more like you, are actually the thing that I want is be more myself, because the thing that I admire is them being themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's, you don't want to be them, but you want them to kind of invite you to be more of yourself.
Yes, I love it.
I think.
Yes, I really like that. That perspective, because it's so true.
Yeah.
If you could say or share something that, share more than share, if you could, share a learning or something that is useful for you, that you would like to, other people, like to share with other people, what would it be, one thing?
To follow your curiosity. I think for me that's like, and to be loving. Sorry, can I rewind? Be loving. Loving
Yes,
people
but I
around
love the
you.
curiosity side, actually.
No, I think that one thing that I see around me that people can struggle with, and of course this is coming from a really less bubble perspective, because there are people struggling with a lot of worse things, but the things that I see a lot around me is that people, they don't feel alive while they're perfectly alive, you know, and everything around them is good, but they feel like not good. So that's, I think, such a paradox of, at least living in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, and everything being okay, or everything being okay. And I feel like that, for me, that part of, even when you don't have a nice job or you feel disconnected from whatever is happening, there's always something you can find that you're curious about, right? And I feel like, to me, that's kind of like life energy. It's like the curiosity is like a hint of something outside or inside of you that is like inviting you to feel a little bit more alive. And I feel like the more you try to, and it can be stupid stuff like anything, like how the shadow is falling there, but anything that makes you feel a bit curious, yeah, brings you closer to yourself, I think. And that's something that yeah, has helped me a lot.
I think it's beautiful, and it's sometimes you lose the focus and you focus more on ambition than curiosity, and I think that it's curiosity where it gets you somewhere. And that is something that is difficult to see sometimes.
And that ambition can, of course, also come from curiosity. So it's, in that sense, kind of, I think, where it goes, at least in my head, for me, it goes wrong when it's just something that I think of and then I start following it, instead of something that I feel curious about or I feel excited about, and then I start going there. It's like the source of it is a different thing.
When it's just like run without seeing where, and then the other is like planning the path or seeing the path ahead of you, not just running.
And then feeling excited in the small step that you can make now, instead of painting this whole thing, like imagining how something could be that already gets you away from your feeling, right? Like the feeling is only the thing that connects you to this moment. What right now is interesting.
Last question.
Yes.
If you had to introduce yourself to someone else, how would you introduce yourself?
I would introduce myself. I would, in all honesty, introduce myself as Lotte, coming from Amsterdam, neuropsychologist, tattoo artist, visual artist. But as I think of
second try.
No, I think I would introduce myself as Lotte, come from a really loving and sweet family, and I have really nice friends and the ability to explore a lot of parts of myself. And I like to paint and dance. I don't know, that's the first thing that comes out.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much. This was like, I love it. I'm so in love with this. I love that
It was super nice.
I've had so much fun, and